Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. This is Offline. Today guys we have an how to rune video and it's about the Wind and Bison or the Wind Slayer Sagar. Is a newly buffed unit and before the buff I don't think it was that good. I'm gonna show you how to rune him. I have him runed for PvP. I haven't runed him for PvE yet, but I'm gonna show you how I have runed him in PvP. Also I'm gonna give you some other options as well. So we're gonna go through the stats, the skills, what it does, sets, so runes, main set, offset, what stats to shoot for, where is good, and how to counter him. Good question. All right, stats. Base HP 11k, almost 12k HP. Pretty good. It's an HP type monster, so yeah, that's pretty good. 747 attack, that's pretty high for an HP type monster. 747 base attack, that's pretty good. 604 defense, not the best defense, but it's not even that bad. And unfortunately base speed is 98. Maybe that is the only thing that is bad about the, not the only, well that's bad though. 98 base speed is a bit below average. As I always say, average is around 100 speed, so it's like 2 speed below average. It's not that big of a deal, but definitely is. It would be better if it was 100, right? He awakens into accuracy, which is really good because you're gonna need accuracy on him. So the skills, what do they do? Skill 1, hit the opponent and provoke them for 1 turn with 50% chance and does damage based on its max HP. Don't forget, every time you do damage based on max HP, based on max defense, based on speed, attack is gonna count towards the damage that you deal. So you're still gonna need some damage, but yeah, the main damage is gonna be according to max HP. Again, the attack is gonna count though. Also, when you skill him up, he gets 30% extra harmful effect rate, also extra attack, extra damage, sorry, but 30% harmful effect rate, meaning 80% chances of provoking with skill 1, which is really good, because sometimes that provoke can save you. It really can. Skill 2, wraps the cycle. Anyway, it hits the opponent single target, he defense break for 1 turn and he provokes. And the damage is based on his max HP as well. This is 100% chances on landing. It still can be resisted though. So it's pretty reliable, but it still can be resisted. And the cooldown time go down by 1. So this is gonna be available every other turn. It does defense break for 1 turn, which is fine though, because if you have 2 turn cooldown, it's pretty fine. And he provokes. Pretty good. Skill 3, what does this do? This is the skill that was buffed. Now he fully strip a single target, so fully strip 1 unit. He reset the skill cooldown, all the skills cooldown, and attack again AoE and decrease attack bar to 0. That's really nice. He does decent amount of damage. It's not based on max HP, but it's still like, that's another reason why you want to attack on him. The only problem with this is gonna be Verde heal, but if you decrease attack bar to 0 on everybody, you still gonna probably go first with your other units anyway, because the Verde can increase attack bar to 40% by that. Anyway, regardless of Verde heal, strip, reset skill, it's like a Ganmin, and then AoE afterwards, decrease attack bar to 0 AoE. Lead skill 44% defense. That's big. You probably can use him like with Bruiser or with defense type monster like Tyrannus. So Wind and Bison, that's what he does. So what rune should you use for? I feel like Violent is a really good set for him. Isn't it Violent good for everybody though? Probably. So as you have really low base speed, I wouldn't say you should go with Swift. You could, for some type of team, you could go Swift, but I feel like Violent is the way you should go. Violent, also if you have strippers and it goes last in your team, it can decrease the attack bar to 0 AoE on the opponent, and your team is gonna go once again. So you're basically gonna move all your units twice before the enemy even goes. So I feel like Violent is the way to go. Will is needed because if he gets reset, the skill free is gonna be a problem. Also, skill free is gonna be available every 4 turns. My bad. But yeah, I feel like he moves last in your team can be a really good thing. The only reason I'm saying why it shouldn't be on Swift, or it can be on Swift, but it's a problem if the enemy team is full Will. If it can strip one target, it can strip one unit. If you strip the unit, yes, it's gonna decrease the attack bar to 0 to that unit and reset the cooldown, but it cannot decrease attack bar on anybody else. So I feel like it should move. I use him with Oki, with Shivu, so AoE strippers, really good. With Barbara, with Savannah, so you have single target strippers, and then it goes for the last unit and decrease attack bar AoE to 0. It should. So that's how why I say Violent. Also Will is really important because yes, he has really high base HP, or pretty high base HP, but his base defense is not that high. So if you don't put him on Will, somebody defense break him, it's gonna be dangerous. So definitely Will. Will is always good, guys. Will most of the time is the way to go, because if the enemy don't have any strippers and they go first, they can't do anything. So Will is always pretty good thing, to a pretty good offset to go with. Overall, I feel like Violent Will is a good way to go. You don't have to have a second turn kind of team or slow team to go Will and Violent. You can go first. I have Chivo as a set, so decrease attack bar AoE on the opponent, so then all my units can go. Yeah, I have Barbara, so increase attack bar. I can go first, or you can go second turn, and then the enemy get rid of their Will runes, and you actually can do everything. But Violent is the best way to go for me. First of all, yeah, it doesn't have high base speed. Second of all, it doesn't AoE strip. So I don't think him going first is gonna be a good thing. So Violent Will, as I said, speed. My one is on speed, HP, and the artifact have a lot of additional damage. So he still do decent amount of damage. Also have accuracy on skill free, 10%. So his accuracy is actually 82% on skill free, which is really good. You really want high accuracy on him, because if he miss the cooldown reset, it's gonna be a problem. But extra damage by attack, by defense, by HP is really good, because even if you don't have him on crit damage, he's gonna do decent damage. He also has defense break on skill 2, so he can work on that as well. Obviously you can beat him on speed, crit damage, HP, still Violent Will, and go with high HP, high defense, like everything I have, plus the high crit rate and the crit damage on slot 4. It's gonna be really much harder to build him on crit damage. I haven't tested him on crit damage, but overall crit damage is always better, because obviously you do more damage, right? So you have, yes, a bruiser, but also damage dealer. As I said again, like him off crit damage, as I have him, he does okay damage as well, because I have a lot of extra damage on the artifacts. Extra damage by HP obviously is really good, by speed is really good, but overall all of them are really good, and he does okay damage. Skill 2 can hit around 10-12k, which is good. AoE, if you're using a Savannah, for example, if you use Savannah, you definitely AoE defense break and then he moves, he's gonna do damage, pretty good damage as well. Also off crit damage can counter the Mio, right? So it's still good. I haven't tested him on crit damage, but I feel like he's pretty good on crit damage as well. So your choice, if you have the runes to build him on crit damage, I suggest you do build him on crit damage, but don't forget, you need high accuracy, high speed, even if it's not super high, but you need some really good speed. Violent Will is the best way for me to build him, in my opinion. Anyway, Where is it good? RTA is amazing. Is amazing. It's like a Ganymede, but he also strips. He also strips, which is really good because you can reset regardless of if you have another stripper. So Ganymede, for him to reset, he obviously needs to have the enemy can't have immunity, otherwise he can't reset, or he has to have somebody else to strip for him, and then he's gonna reset. M Bison doesn't need that. He's gonna reset. He's gonna strip and reset. Well, it can be resisted obviously, but he's gonna reset. If you have good accuracy, usually lands. Ganymede is good because the decrease attack bar doesn't depend on the second AoE hit. So if the enemy has Verde Heal, Ganymede is not gonna hit the Verde Heal, it's gonna just decrease the attack bar, and the Wind and Bison is gonna hit the Verde Heal. And 45% revenge chances from triple revenge set is 100% actually. So they're gonna revenge. But yeah, there's pros and cons. Obviously, Ganymede is not gonna hit the Verde. Verde is a counter to Wind and Bison, but the Wind and Bison reset. So pros and cons. I think in RTA is the best way to use him. I use him with Oki, so I have double resetter, which is really good. You can reset 2 units cooldown to like max cooldown, which is amazing. I don't know if I think it could be good in siege defense because he has the strip, he has the defense break, he has a lot of provokes, he has the attack bar decreased to 0 as well. Can there some kind of CC? You can beat them. No, you need to beat them on violence. There's defense break, and the provoke is gonna be really good, and the strip on siege defense is actually pretty decent. I feel like he could work pretty well in siege defense. I'm gonna test him, but other than that, I don't think it's gonna be that great. You could use it in TOA because Ganymede is good in TOA, so it probably is gonna be good in TOA as well. But Ganymede has the ventilator skill too, so probably Ganymede is still better for TOA. I feel like, honestly, RTA is the best place to use him, and he's actually really fun to use, and he's insane. He is insane. Now, how to counter him? I talked about this already, so Verde Heal is the way to go. If you have, obviously, if you have Okeanos and the enemy Wind and Bison hasn't taken Okeanos yet, you can reset him with Okeanos, or you can use Verde Heal. As I said, the Wind and Bison, yes, strip and reset, but then it goes again AoE and decrease attack bars to 0, which leaves him open to Verde Heal. First of all, you can glance on Verde Heal, you're not gonna decrease an attack bar. Second of all, he can still revenge, so they get a lot of attack bar anyway. So Verde Heal is a good way to counter him. And I think Verde Heal is the best way to counter him. Other than that, I mean, fire units, obviously, defense breaking monsters are really good against him. I'm thinking about Masha. I'm thinking about, yeah, mainly Masha, because obviously she has defense break and she can do a lot of damage on him. As I said, his base defense is not super high, so if he gets defense broken, it's gonna take a decent amount of damage. Daphnis is also pretty good against him, as it is on will. You can strip, probably kill him. Probably not, because he has a lot of HP usually. Maybe not, maybe not, maybe yes. It's risky though, it can be good, really good. Yeah, I think Daphnis counter him, but Verde Heal is a really good way to counter him. So if he moves, then you're gonna cut whatever is coming next, or you're not gonna let the opponent go twice before you even move. So Verde Heal is the best way to counter him. It's also a free-to-play way to counter him. So yeah, definitely Verde Heal on Triple Revenge is RNG because it's 45% counter him, but I don't know. I feel like Verde Heal on Triple Revenge always counters, so it's a really good way to counter him. Anyway, guys, this is the end of the video. Let me know if you have the Wind and Bison, if you have, or Wind Slayer, anyway, Sagar, and how you like him after buff, and how you have him built. Let me know in the comment below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, everybody. Take care, guys. Stay safe. Bye.